People see the warnings, but they choose not to believe it because, quite frankly, they really have not experienced any hardships. Well, in some parts of the country, they're starting to see several things that really don't like much. And I'm speaking about the whole Haitians eating ducks and pets and whatnot. In this channel, I told y'all before that in Cuba, during the 90s, when things got really bad, when the Soviet Union collapsed, well, we have to eat everything that we come across because there was nothing. So if a cat moved, a cat didn't meow no more. If a duck quack, well, that was the last one. In fact, there were some areas so bad in the Havana, specifically in central Havana, in the main part of the city, people didn't buy anything that constituted a chicken. Because you know what people would do? They put traps on the roof, on the buildings on the roof, and they will get the buzzers, chop their heads off, clean them as chickens, and sell it to the people as chicken buzzers. Yes, these things happen. People don't believe me sometimes, and quite frankly, I'm not glad that this is happening here in America. But I am glad that some people are opening their eyes and see that, well, going to the supermarket, as you have been led to believe that it's the right way to do, well, let me tell you something. Not everybody in the world have that luxury to go to the supermarket and just swipe the little card and go after that to get their mocha latte or whatever the heck it is, and just drive with the AC on. Other parts of the world, they have to eat whatever they come across, and that's what a lot of people are seeing here in the U.S. People from third world countries are coming over with their customs, and they're hungry. So if they see ducks in the parks, they're gonna eat the ducks. If they see cats moving around the neighborhood, well, bye-bye. Because that's what they're used to. That is what they are used to. Here's the thing, y'all. I need you all to understand something very, very simple. When the collapse finally happens, those people who are being criticized right now, those are the people who are going to survive because they're used to the bad things. They're used to the things that are most of you find disgusting, find that you will never do it. Well, they will do it, and they will be the ones up here. You may be down here because, well, you're just not used to it. And that's the thing. You, in fact, probably going to have a mental breakdown. Which leads me to the next part of this video. Do you know that 20% of Americans, adults, are prescribed with some sort of mental health medication? I want you to consider that. 20% means 20 people out of 100 are in some sort of mental health medication. Whether it's bipolar, whether it's depression, whatever it is. Whatever it is. That is extremely concerning. Extremely concerning because you have a really high chance right now, a 20% chance, that somebody in your group may not be right in the nugget. And I know I'm saying this and I'm trying to choose my words very carefully, because some people they function perfectly fine as long as they had their medication. But if the medication goes away, then what? What? And that's what I want to bring attention to you, because let's be honest, during a collapse, during SHTF, without that medication, that person may or may not become a liability. It can be a loved one, but it may or may not become a liability. I don't want to speculate if they may become a liability because we're not there yet. What I can tell you What I can tell you for a fact is that people in Cuba, during the time that I lived in Cuba, were popping pills left and right when it came to mental health. When I was in Cuba, the doctor in every block, they had a little doctor with their house on top and whatnot, in the clinic on the bottom. Those of you who are from Cuba, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They will prescribe you. Oh, you have anxiety? There you go. Bam. Let's keep you mellow. Oh, you feel stressed out? Prescribe you. Go. That's how they keep a lot of the population at least a little mellow. The moment that you remove that from the equation, collapse. You're hungry. You're stressed. You're thirsty. You may not have a home. And yet, your nugget is not in the right place. I don't know about you all, but to me, that sounds like a recipe for disaster. For disaster. On top of that, you have, well, people from third world countries. I have said a million times, we ate what we have to. Well, that's what they're doing here. That's what they're doing here. I'm gonna leave it in the description so you guys can see. A lady, oh, please help me, please. Here's the thing. I mentioned in my last video, without government and without that 911, there's gonna be a lot of chaos. The chaos, the 20% mental health issues that we have, immigrations with that they would do from third world countries, they would do things that you would think you would never do in your life. People are going to have a lot of mental breakdowns because they won't be able to deal with that. And on top of that, you are now 100% responsible to secure everything around you, to provide for your family in ways that you had never provided before. Meaning that now you have to take care of animals, raise animals, be full of shit all day long. You have to be under the sun all day long, cultivating whatever land you have. Whether or not that land produces, well, let me put it like this. If the land does not produce, you may not make it to the next harvest season. You may not have enough food. So, are you planning to go and take from somebody else? Be careful. Be careful. Because that somebody else may be in the same circumstance that you're in. It's a snowball effect. We are moving into a direction that people for many, many years have told me, I won't believe it until I see it. Bam, here it is. Now what? It's here now. You're seeing it with your own two eyes. You're not hearing stories anymore. Now you're seeing it. People here in America are seeing it. Now what? Is that enough for you to begin preparing? Is that enough for you to take it serious? Is that enough for you to wake the hell up and finally understand that we are heading into a massive collapse and it's right around the corner? Do you believe it now? Let me know in the comment section below. Like always, rock on, prep on, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.